I welcome you all for this panel discussion meet. The organizers have envisaged a novel approach of conducting a panel discussion meet by inviting experts to the stage and make them answer some questions prepared by our students. Okay, to begin with, I request Dr. V.B. Rao garu, Dr. D.V. Bhaskar Rao garu, Dr. R.R. Rao garu, Professor B.S.R. Reddy garu to come on to the stage. Please, kindly come on to the stage, sir. And then the next generation scientist, Dr. V.S.N. Murthy, Dr. Surichandra Rao, Dr. K.J. Ramesh, Dr. Vijay Tallapragada, and Dr. V.S. Prasad. Dr. Munikrishna, can you just conduct some of the seniors onto the stage quickly so that we can save some time? Yeah. Sir, we have only 30 minutes of time. So I hope everybody has come. Anna, Dr. V.S.N. Murthy, yeah, all of them have come. I think some. Bhaskar Ravala. Okay. Everybody else is here, sir? Yeah. Okay. Maskar. Yeah. Yeah, the first question or query goes like this. What are the limitations of current coupled ocean atmosphere models in predicting nonlinear phenomena such as abrupt climate shifts or tipping points, and how can emerging data assimilation techniques be leveraged to address these challenges? Shall I repeat once again? What are the limitations of current coupled atmosphere ocean models in predicting nonlinear phenomena such as abrupt climate shifts or tipping points, and how can emerging data assimilation techniques be leveraged to address these challenges?
Okay, so it is very important and impossible task. So as of now, there is no coupled model that can capture the abrupt climate shift. That is the reality. The limitations are, if you look at yesterday also, not the first day also, I showed one of the slide wherein the ENSO and ISMR teleconnections that happens on intraannual time scales, that itself is not captured the variations in the present day coupled models. So that is the reality. So when you have to capture these tipping points for sudden climate change and all those things, so you need to have the external forcings correctly. So we don't represent most of this process correctly in the coupled models as of now. So most of the coupled models, actually now we call them Earth system models. In those Earth system models, there are so many components that are missing. So unless we incorporate those missing components like dynamical vegetation and also this biosphere, and even the ice is not very well represented in most of this. Cryosphere also is not well represented. So unless we get these interactions correctly, we cannot get these abrupt shifts correct in the climate models. And top of it, what we have noticed in recent times is that getting the short scale variability actually triggers the large scale variability, that is the scale interactions. So most of the coupled models don't have small scale variability, that is synaptic variability. Small scale is both in spatial and temporal, is not well captured. So that is the biggest limitations. So one first thing is that majority of the components of the Earth system are not represented properly. Second is small scale variability is also not well represented. So once we improve these things, then we can expect that climate models can capture most of these abrupt shifts or even rapid anticipations and all those things that happens in the cyclones at shorter scales also. So that is the limitation right now.
Okay. Thank you, Surya. The next question is, how can we improve the resolution and accuracy of regional climate models to better capture small-scale land-ocean atmosphere interactions such as coastal upwelling or monsoon onset dynamics, particularly in data-sparse regions? I repeat, how can we improve the resolution and accuracy of region climate models to better capture small-scale land-ocean atmosphere interactions such as coastal upwelling or monsoon onset dynamics, particularly in data-sparse regions?
I will take a crack at that. The regional models are traditionally built for short-range severe weather forecasts, not for climate simulations. The downscaling of global models to the regional scales is becoming more popular nowadays. And the advent of the better representation of these physical processes and improved lateral boundary conditions can definitely help improve the processes that are responsible for monsoon onset or other aspects of the regional climate that people are looking for. But I think it's still a long way to go in terms of properly capturing all processes that are responsible within a regional domain. Resolution alone is not sufficient to resolve the physics and the interactions that are happening at a much larger scale than what a regional model can predict. So my guess is the future is in kilometer scale modeling for the entire globe that can probably provide better answers, like the digital twins that were talked about. They will be the future tools that we should be thinking about and depend on those kind of modelings for regional downscaling.
One small point I like here. There is something called Destination Earth and GLORI, GLORI. These are the two initiatives where already 2.5 kilometer scale global models, coupled global models are under testing. So when they get operationalized by 2025, 2026, everybody will have 1 kilometer, definitely 1.5 surely, 1 kilometer is the target. Global products will be made available, digital products will be made available. So idea is make use of those 1 kilometer products and build applications for agriculture, water resources, anticipation of the impacts, and manage them at country level and sub-country level. So that's how the whole modeling direction is towards building 1 kilometer forecast products and make it available digitally to all, one and all across the globe. Over to you, Prasad.
Recently, we tried to assimilate SMOS data in the regional models of digital models, and we found that variability, salinity variability or Bay of Bengal, very low salinity things is not being captured in the models. Same thing, the problem when we're doing the satellite data sensors also not designed to particularly to get the soil moist salinity over the Bay of Bengal. That is a very big problem. Very low salinity, the satellite sensors are not capturing that one. And the models also not capturing that one. So these variability around the Bay or Indian Ocean region around that one, it is a biggest problem in the coupled model. And to solve that one, we made a satellites, we are not getting the absolute values in that one also. Anomalies also, we try to accumulate that one. These things are not over the Bay of Bengal in our region, with the low salinity of the over the Bay of Bengal and other regions and different things in Arabian Sea. These not being resolved in the models, as well as satellite data is also not able to capture these things. Satellite observation was not able to capture that one. So for satellite sensors also we have to design specially for the Indian region to capture the low salinity of the Bay of Bengal to get the more realistic models. With that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have a question for Murthigar also. Yeah. In the context of climate change induced shifts in ocean circulation patterns, how can advanced oceanography models be integrated with socio-economic data to predict and mitigate potential disruption in global fisheries, trade routes, and coastal economies? I'm repeating, in the context of climate change induced shifts in ocean circulation patterns, how can advanced oceanography models be integrated with socio-economic data to predict and mitigate potential disruptions in global fisheries, trade routes, and coastal economies?
I will వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు నేను లేవ మొదట మొదలు పెడితే వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు You see, with this 1 kilometer resolution or even higher resolution or lower resolution, before that, what we have to model? In the sense, the model gives some results and we cannot interpret the result because all these models highly complicated, highly non-linear. For example, onset of the monsoon. The definition of the onset of monsoon is itself in question. How do you define? For example, the onset of monsoon in the India Met Department, the Kerala rainfall, as I understand, when there is Kerala rainfall of some quantity and the quantity is continued for 2 or 3 days, it's called the onset. But by that it is already set in. The monsoon has already set in. So where is the forecast? What I am saying is, this Kerala rainfall of some amount continuous for 3 or 4 days, how it is caused, some at least 3 or 4 days, 5 or 6 days before, then we can say when those atmospheric or oceanic circumstances favorable, then we say monsoon will set in another 5 or 6 days. But once it is there over Kerala, it is already set in. So where is the forecast? Where is the question of forecast? And my definition of monsoon onset is totally different. In some of the recent articles, maybe many of you did not see, 2023, 2022, 2024 even, there is a new, what you call, direction of the global monsoon research, more from a dynamical point of view, not from an observational point of view. There is a wonderful group led by Professor Tapio Schneider in UCLA or Harvard, somewhere there.
UCLA.
Their definition of the monsoon is the large-scale dynamical circulation change. The dynamical circulation change from a purely Hadley regime to monsoon regime is defined by them. If we use these two, then we can define the onset of the monsoon in a different way, not by rainfall, If it is rainfall definition, it is already set in. So where is the forecast? So what are the conditions which will lead to this Kerala rainfall, some amount, continuous? That we have to see. That is about the onset. Now, I have been sending many people here some long time back, late Adrian Gill, in a wonderful, I have here, see if somebody wants can take a graph. He has suggested a three-pronged approach. What is said, KUM, where K is the knowledge, U is the understanding, M is the modeling. The K is knowledge. What he meant was more observational knowledge. Anyway, I don't call it knowledge. For me, it's more information. For me, knowledge is altogether is knowledge. For me, the observational information. Then we try to what you call some phenomena, like monsoon depression, tropical cyclone, or any other weather phenomenon of our interest or Indian subcontinent. What we have to define the dynamics, find out the cause and effect, then try to model it. Because these non-linear models, why we need 1 kilometer, I don't understand. Why we need kilometers? Suppose my interest is something like some disturbance where if it is 100 kilometers enough, then what I am saying is, if you are embarking on a complicated, expensive modeling approaches, we should first know what we have to model, what we know about this. That is all my aid. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question is, in the context of rising sea levels and increasing extreme weather events, how can we enhance coastal processes modeling to better protect coastal communities and manage ocean resources? I'm doing it again. In the context of rising sea levels and increasing extreme weather events, how can we enhance coastal process modeling to better protect coastal communities and manage ocean resources?
Yes, there is a sea level change. Sea level is rising as a result of the climate change, the global heating effect. So, in this scenario, how we can do the coastal modeling of the coastal changes? For this, we have to give inputs, the sea level changes, the temperatures, the upwelling effects, and all these things have to be taken into account. All these things have to be given as inputs to the models, and then the models have to be validated with the observations and see how best we can see the coastal changes and how best we can model the coastal changes in relation to the climate change. Thank you.
Yeah. The next question is, what are the most, how can interdisciplinary research in defense applications, climate science and environmental policy accelerate the deployment of zero carbon technologies, particularly for hard to abate sectors such as aviation and maritime industries? I repeat, how can interdisciplinary research in defense applications, climate science and environmental policy accelerate the deployment of zero carbon technologies, particularly for hard to abate sectors such as aviation and maritime industries?
As a part of climate change negotiations, bunker fuels from ships, emissions from the bunker fuels, and aviation turbines are the biggest ones challenge, and the highest emission concentrations are there. Effort is long-term effort is to reduce the emission efficiency. You cannot reduce it totally because that kind of technology is not available. So effort is gradually working on those technology. Emissions, just like we are working on solar and wind, trying to reduce use of coal for power generation in a gradual manner. So by 2030, we will have 500 gigawatts by renewable energy sources. So like that, some alternative technologies by which emission intensity of these two sectors will get reduced. Zero is impossible, but working towards reducing the emission efficiency from these two technologies are under execution, planning, and globally those options are worked out, because those industries are very limited industries. They have global presence and global trade is dependent on that. So immediately to talk about zero emissions in those two sectors is not possible and beyond comprehension at this moment. Thank you.
The next question is, in the era of artificial intelligence and machine learning, what novel approaches are being explored to reduce the computational costs in high-resolution climate models, and how can these methods be validated to ensure robustness in long-term climate prediction and extreme weather forecasting?
So, yesterday also I showed one example, is that if you are using a traditional dynamical models, it takes thousands of cores of computing power, whereas if you use AML methods, you can use less number of cores but complete the whole work using AML methods in 2 minutes or 1 minute. So when it comes to even fasten the process of computing and CPUs itself can be achieved using AML methods. For example, if some computations have already happened and that information needs to be passed on to second processor. So until this first processor completes the computations, the whole CPUs have to keep working and there's a lot of energy loss. So people are now using neural networks to train these computations itself, train the computer so that these losses are minimized by using neural networks. So that is one approach that we have been following for some time, but it is in testing mode. Until unless it is proven successful, then only it can be employed. So it is an emerging field and it needs a lot of research how to minimize this.
Okay. Can I add something to that?
Yeah,
sir?
please.
So I think well said, Surya. I think Professor Ravi Nanjandaya very rightfully analyzed the current state of the art. And I think many operational centers have been trying these methods to augment, if not replace, the traditional NWP models with AIML. But I think more and more the convergence is towards using hybrid models where you use the dynamical core and emulated physics and take a lot of help from machine learning for the data assimilation and the coupling and interactions between Earth system components, and also the post-processing methods that were discussed as well. So these are probably going to be the emerging technologies to advance our science and predictions in scales ranging from hours to seasons and decades.
And recently, we worked with the IIT Delhi, IIT Chennai professors. We worked out to compute background errors and also model constants by using the artificial intelligence. And in that way, we are, for example, now we are computing the error by taking the 24 hours, 40 hours forecast difference. And that crude method we are following from last so many years. And now that method we are trying to replace it by computing the background errors coefficients through the artificial intelligence techniques and giving the regional weightages to that one also. That method, particularly for WRF, we tried that one and successfully published a paper on that one, and to show that how efficiently, quickly we can compute the background error instead of taking 6 months state into the files. We are taking many analysis systems itself into that one and computing the background errors using EA.
Okay.
Can I just, you see, our science is very similar to the medical science. In the sense, we have service and research. For example, if there is a medical doctor, a patient comes and you have to treat him immediately. You cannot wait for research, new results and all that. So something similar to that, we have to give forecast every day. On the other hand, just like medicinal science also, once you recognize a particular problem, you treat, and on the other hand, there is research pulse also. And as you all know, the longevity globally has increased mainly because of the development of the medicinal science, both surgery and also the physician type of product. So what I am saying is, on the part of the service, when a patient comes immediately, we have many people here that NCMR, WF, encourage many of these things. They are anyway giving forecast, whether it is 1 kilometer, half kilometer, whatever it is. But I am talking from the point of view of the university. So these people who work for the daily forecast, for the surveys of the country, they may recognize some specific simple problem or even complicated problem. They can pass on to solve these problems to the university, and they can solve this and help the people to improve the model. That is the idea.
Thank you. The next question is, what role do ocean and atmospheric processes play in the development and intensification of extreme weather events, and how can we better model these events to improve early warning systems? What role do ocean and atmospheric processes play in the development and intensification of extreme weather events?
In the case of extreme events of super cyclones, severe cyclones, then people are already working on the coupled models. If you have the coupled models, so much physics is involved in that, they are using it, and then that is one way. But for extreme heat waves, that is something different. So in that case, the coupled models are better for cyclones and cyclones, the prediction, track prediction. I think people are already working on that areas. But heat waves also, people are by analyzing the data sets and various processes involved in the heat waves also, people are working on that. Especially, there is no other things where whatever the work they are doing now, they are all contributing for this extreme weather events.
Okay, sir.
Master.
The last question. Yeah, anybody? Yeah, please.
See, when it comes to air-sea interactions, particularly these small-scale eddies in the oceans play a very important role in intensification of cyclones. That has been proven by many universities, not done at R&D organizations, but universities have shown that these eddies play a very important role in intensifying the tropical cyclones. And in recent times, we have published one article. If there are so many anticyclonic eddies in the Bay of Bengal, particularly the northwest corner, then the monsoon rainfall is expected to be very, very above normal. So this is one of the area where this eddy interaction, wherever you have warm core eddies, you get convection that is very deep, and that deep convection provides the circulation that is conducive for preparing cyclone circulation overhead Bay of Bengal. So that allows more number of low pressure systems, monsoon low pressure systems to propagate inward of the Indian land mass. So that is one example. There are like that, so many examples are there. So that is exactly the reason why you need models which are very high resolutions. So somehow I differ with Professor D.B. Rao that it is high resolution models are not required, but these are the process, these are the AC interaction problems that needs to be resolved, and unless you resolve them, you cannot really get better predictions. That is why all national centers worldwide, they are using very high resolution models to get these AC interaction problems correctly in the models.
Okay.
So
The
beyond
last-
ARC,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Ramesh, you want to say something? Yeah.
Prasad. More importantly, on ocean, now systems are rapidly intensifying in 25 hours, 24 hours or 36 hours, and they are decaying also. Rapidly decaying cyclones are also there. Kayanth cyclone in 2016 is an example. It was a severe cyclone over the sea. By the time it came to the coast, it turned out into a depression. So this was not predicted by any models. While we were doing this operational service, we found that tropical cyclone heat potential, which was analyzed and forecasted by INCOIS, started in that year before 2015. We saw that coastline of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So there was a rapid decrease in the tropical cyclone heat potential. Using that consistently predicted for successive 2 days, 3 days, we have given warning that Kainth is going to weaken by the time it comes to the coastline. So this kind of guidance coming from the ocean heat content changes particularly are contributing. That's how the coupled models are required for cyclone cases over the sea and associated landfall. So after the next point is monsoon depressions and lows are giving 20 to 30 centimeter rainfall in 24 hours now. So that is happening because of, and models are able to capture some of those high rainfall characteristics only because of improved land surface data assimilation system, which started happening in 4-5 years now operationally by all models. So far, that kind of comprehensive land surface modeling data assimilation was not operationalized earlier, few years before. So that's how we are able to keep the longevity of the lows and depressions, monsoon depressions particularly in this season. If you see, August and September, back to back every week, almost 6 systems are formed over Head Bay of Bengal, either in situ or remnants of the West Pacific coming over there and then intensifying going over the land, giving flooding all along and going up to West Rajasthan. So land surface interaction becomes very important in terms of longevity of the systems, rain-bearing systems, and once they are sustained in the forecast, up to 7 days models are able to keep that. So that is a big advantage and improvement we have got. But another success is the heat wave. Heat wave forecasting models are very good at. We are able to capture those incidents of epochs of heat waves at least 4 days in advance. That has been happening right from 2014. So at least heat waves and heavy rainfall and the cyclone intensities, decays, these changes in terms of extreme events, we are good. But now most challenge is on lightning and thunderstorm prediction at a much smaller scale. So that's where now WRF electric version has come, where assimilation of lightning data is happening and operationally IMD has implemented. We have started seeing some results of it. Lot more work has to happen. So that would address the problem of thunderstorms and lightning at least in a couple of years to come. Thank you. Prasad.
Especially for the lightning phenomenon. Recently, we implemented microphysics in the microphysics, that one, and we found that lightning predictions, even global models also, were like ECMWF, other things. We are able to resolve the lightning prediction, the global models also, up to 48 hours and 72 hours, and with the that product we have giving to IMD, and lot of improvements are coming out of that one. And the microphysics at 3 kilometer resolution, and also giving much more resolved lightning predictions better. And when we implemented the coupled model 10 kilometer things, we clearly seen it is resolving the ocean eddies very well. And these eddies are, when we are using the coarse models, these eddies are not resolved. And these eddies improving the forecast of the recent cyclone phenomenon. It is given about positioning and intensity errors are very much increased with the coupled model at high resolution of 10 kilometers, and that we demonstrated in the recent two cyclones cases. The lot of improvement was done when we went high resolution coupled models in place. Thank you.
మైక్ ఆన్ చేయండి మాస్టర్ మైక్ ఆన్ చేసుకోండి.
Yeah, morning we had an excellent talk by Dr. Ramesh. Before embarking on any type of research topic, what we have already, what we can extract from this, and what those only which we cannot extract, we have to go in future. That's exactly what he showed in the morning. The data we already have, very simple rainfall data, no equation, no model. There are a lot of very, very important information. Some of the ideas I never thought. He said, tendency of the change. I never thought about it. Some of these ideas, even with simple data, can you not extract? When you cannot extract, then you go for all these things. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you.
In the data also, the recent, Dr. Ramesh, when he analyzed, the recent trends are the AWS, the recent 5 years or 7 years data. And we have the reanalysis product that he has shown that one, the decadal variability, 10, 40, 45 years data, it was clearly giving the same signals. So the reanalysis will give the more in-depth things, how the changes are happening. And the AWS, the density AWS network that Dr. Ramesh shown, are the recent phenomenon, that is also help showing that the same trends, what you are seeing the reanalysis product, how the changes happening, the rainfall data, those things are captured in the models very well. The 10 kilometer, 12 kilometer high resolution reanalysis that NCMR did is giving a lot of information. And Dr. Ramesh shown that changes in the rainfall analysis and flood situation. Similarly, Dr. Dadwal, ISRO, he did changes in the wheat production, taking the temperature from the reanalysis product, maximum temperature, minimum temperatures. He able to get the changes in the trends in the wheat analysis very well. So the reanalysis of high resolution analysis are very important and give the long-term changes about the 40, 50 years changes that are coming very well captured in that high analysis. These are the need of our, we can see when we go to coupled models, we may get much more better reanalysis products that we are going to design that one.
Okay, thank you. I will take a couple of questions from the audience, any research scholar or student. Only those, not seniors. Any question from any research scholar or student or any junior scientist? I can take. Okay, before you prepare for your question, may I now invite Professor D.V. Bhaskar Rao Garu to come on to the stage. He wants to say a few words. Yeah.
Hello. Thanks to the organizers. I intentionally chose to sit on that side because I thought it is more befitting to listen to the experts sitting here. I want to say two things. Despite the skepticism about the modeling, I think modeling is the only framework that is available to improve the prediction, weather prediction, not only the prediction to understand the phenomena, weather phenomena. That is the only way out. Surya has been saying, Ramesh has been saying And I was talking to Dr. Narayan Rao. There is a lot to be understood, especially morning he was talking about the observations of the cloud mass flux. And many of the parameterizations of the cumulus convection use this, and we blindly go with those parameterizations and try to predict, more importantly, the rainfall. And I, for one, believes that these parameterization schemes need to be tested for the Indian environment. And that is probably not happening at this particular time. And if that is to be done, the modeling at a very high resolution is necessary and very important if you want to go ahead with such problems to be handled. So, maybe I am a strong advocate of modeling, so don't misunderstand me. But the students should realize the importance of modeling and what can be done with the modeling activity. They should realize, because they are the future scientists. Secondly, I listening to the invited talks, plenary talks, very less has been said about the observations. Observations are also as important as the modeling activity. Today morning there was a comment that the model predictions could have an accuracy of 99%, but there is an error of the remaining 1%. But what about the observational errors we have? What is the compatibility of the observations coming from different sources? We are using different particular kind of instrumentation to take the observations. And what is the quality control that is adopted? How best they can be used as a reality value? Because we are saying temperature 20.1 degrees centigrade. How can you say that? There is an error in that. There is an instrumental error embedded. Similarly, models also have embedded errors. So we have to go in hand between these two. So these are my views. On the lighter side, I see that on the left side of Professor V.B. Rao, all the four stalwart sitting experts giving the information are alumni of this department. Not that they were chosen to sit here because they are the alumni, but for you all, they are the experts in their own fields of the modeling, weather prediction, climate studies at this particular time. This department is fortunate that all four of them are here to attend this conference today. I'm happy about it. That would be a lot of encouragement for the youngsters sitting on the other side. And lastly, I want to say, any seminar should make a list of recommendations. I think the experts sitting here should make some recommendations, without which I think the seminar is not complete. I think the convener will take note of that, and all the experts sitting here would help to make some recommendations. Thank you very much.
Sir, anybody from the audience? Last chance for the audience. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Actually, I would like to pose one question. Likewise, monsoon, which has shown a intra-seasonal variability, it is also tropical cyclone might also be also apparent to intra-seasonal variability. Though we have been focusing on intra-seasonal variability of tropical cyclone variable, but why we are not focusing on the intra-seasonal variability of tropical cyclone tracks or intensity, likewise monsoon variability?
I can probably take a crack at that. So the instead of intra-seasonal, probably you should be looking at interannual variability, because each season is defined by large-scale teleconnections for tropical cyclones. So just like monsoon activity is linked to El Nino or other climatic modes of variability. Tropical cyclones also have similar connections to the large-scale conditions. So we generally look at the interannual variability, but that still doesn't address the reason why we cannot study individual storms. No two storms are alike. Even if they are forming at the same place, they have different characteristics, different intensities, different paths of motion, different impacts. So I think the focus should be on not just the variability per every season, rather focus on how individual systems are forming. We still probably don't know enough on why they are forming. Unlike monsoon, which has an established path, tropical cyclones are unique in terms of how they form or why they form and how they intensify. So there are so many theories, but still little understanding in terms of rapid intensification, sudden recurvature, or ocean interactions, so many things that need to be studied. So the intraseasonal will be helpful, or interannual will be helpful for planning purposes, but certainly the focus should be on studying the individual storms.
There are actually so many studies which have shown that Madden-Julian oscillation is one of the strong intraseasonal oscillations. It is associated with more cyclogenesis when it is in the second quadrant, particularly for the North Indian Ocean. So there are studies already done in understanding what is this MJO impact on genesis of tropical cyclones, particularly in the North Indian Ocean. So a lot of literature is there in that direction, and you can refer to that.
Thank you, sir.
Now talking about the observations and the modeling, you see, if you see the history of the development of modern meteorology, most of the development came from the so-called linear modeling or whatever it is, from a general circulation model, highly nonlinear. The development is virtually, I don't see if any of you can clarify me. It is like, say, Berkeley instability theory, 1947, the parameterization of convection, which is the heart of the tropical meteorology, and all of these things are not from the general circulation models. The only thing which the other day Vijay was telling me, a new observation I didn't know. But most of the development, as I see, since the Berkeley instability theory of 1947-1949, even the latest CQE concept, CIS concepts, they are all developed not by complicated general circulation models. What is important is, definitely, modeling is important. What we model is not necessarily a general circulation model. It could be a linear, simple, theoretical model. But the idea of developing explanation of the observations could be through the linear theoretical modeling.
Yeah.
But the problem of errors in the observations, if you don't have observations, how do you predict? How do you predict? If you have to improve the errors, that's okay. But without observation, there is no prediction at all. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. We come to the end of this panel discussion, and this will be followed by a valedictory function. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And we have come to the end of this wonderful, delightful Platinum Jubilee celebrations. And we are very glad to have such a wonderful panel discussion with experts and all the stalwarts of the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. It gives us immense pleasure to have you all in the premises of Andhra University, of which Meteorology and Oceanography Department has stretched for 75 years, extending its excellence and its command over different fields in the nation. So, before going to the valedictory function, me as the host for this valedictory wanted to assure a 2-minute break to get relaxed in your mind and soul with moving your fingertips at your legs. So within a short while, we'll start this valedictory ceremony of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations of the Meteorology and Oceanography Department, Andhra University. సో అత్యంత అద్భుతమైన రీతిలో జరిగిన ఈ మీటరాలజీ మరియు ఓషనోగ్రఫీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క ప్లాటినం జూబిలీ సెలబ్రేషన్స్ విచ్చేసిన వారందరికీ హృదయపూర్వక స్వాగతం తెలియజేస్తూ ఈరోజు వాలడిక్టరీ ఫంక్షన్ గత 2 రోజులుగా 18, 19, 20 18న ఇనాగరేట్ అయి 20వ తారీఖు వరకు కొనసాగించబడిన ఈ కార్యక్రమం మరికొద్ది గంటల్లోనే వితిన్ షార్ట్ వైల్ మరికొద్ది గంటల్లోనే ఇక మనం ఈ సెరిమనీ అంతా ముగించుకుంటాం, ఎవరి పని పాటల్లోకి వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోతాం. So this is the last moments to cherish at this auditorium being the guests of this Platinum Jubilee celebrations. కాబట్టి ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు ఎవరైనా రెస్ట్ తీసుకోవాలనుకున్నా, if at all just wanted to have some water or something, you are allowed.
Check.
Check, mic testing, 1, 2, 3. I request everyone to please be seated. We're about to start the ceremony in a very short while. I request everyone to please be seated in your respective positions. No more movement in the gallery. బయటికి వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు కూడా as soon as possible, I request everyone to return to the gallery. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone please be seated. No more moment in the gallery. I request everyone to please maintain the decorum of the hall and please be seated. We're starting the ceremony. Everyone please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the valedictory function of Current Trends in Atmospheric and Oceanic Processes Related to Climate Change Studies and also the Platinum Jubilee celebrations organized by the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, College of Science and Technology, Andhra University in the city of Destiny, Visakhapatnam. As we have been listening to it for a longer period of time, we are all here to witness the beauty, and the past days we have seen the alumni function. So it is a great moment for all of us to be present here, and of course, people who have been witnessing for this for the past 3 days. We also know the greatness of the department, and I would like to invite Professor D.V. Bhaskar Rao Garu to please come on to the dais for his presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Professor D.V. Bhaskar Rao Garu, and after the presentation, we'll be inviting the guests on the dais.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I stand before you in a different capacity. I stand before you as a representative of an organization called FERCC, Foundation for Education and Research in Climate Change. 3 years ago, me and a like-minded colleague, Professor S.K. Dash, retired professor from IIT Delhi, we joined together to form an organization called this Foundation for Education and Research in Climate Change, with a motivation to enhance or promote climate change science in the community through some objectives. I don't know. Yeah, this is mainly about capacity building through dissemination and the promotion of education and research. So one of the objectives is to help capacity building. This is very, very important for the society. And all the activities of this foundation are non-profitable. FERCC, this foundation mainly aims at the spectrum of education at a different level, schools, colleges, universities, research levels, and if possible to provide academic support. Academic support means through giving information, going to the schools, colleges, educating them about the climate science, giving lectures voluntarily, trying to educate them in the climate science, climate change science at this particular time. So training individually, giving lectures, etc., organizing seminars, though it's not possible for us to organize seminars on our own, we have taken the task of supporting some seminars which are taking the climate change. So we did not support this seminar, they didn't ask us. So some conferences, awareness programs, etc. And we also encourage collaboration. We collaborate with other scientific societies. We have been collaborating with the Indian Meteorological Society, SAMA, South Asian Meteorological Association, so forth. And just the main objective is to promote the education of climate science. And most importantly, to support early career researchers who are in need of financial support, who are pursuing a PhD program in a university or an institution, and probably for lack of financial support, if they are suffering, our foundation has chosen to support. That is one of the objectives. And so far, we have supported 3 people. One from Miss Rakshita Joshi, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. We supported for, because at the fag end of the PhD program at Indian Institute of Science, she had no fellowship. She was short of money, and at that particular time, we supported with a fellowship for 9 months. And she could complete her PhD at IISc. This happened in 2023. Our foundation started in 2022, and our activities of this particular type started in 2023. The second one, Mr. Madhusai, happened to be a PhD scholar from this department at that particular time. He ran out of the fellowship, and he has to submit his PhD thesis. So we supported him with a fellowship for 6 months from June of 2023, and he could complete his PhD program. And now, very recently, we have chosen to support Miss Pranita Kardekar, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. She is also at the fag end of her research. She is in need of some fellowship to complete her PhD program. We are giving support to her for 6 months. At this particular time, we agreed to give her a fellowship for 6 months starting from 1st September. So we'll see how this runs. So these are the 3 fellowships so far we have provided. We have also been supporting activities, South Asia Meteorological Association activities. Maybe most of you are aware what is SAMA at this particular time. We have given them 25,000 rupees because SAMA was not having any financial sources at least 2 years ago. So at that time, we have given them as a seed money for their activities. And we have been giving prizes to the young people, young students and researchers for in the form of best paper presentation, best poster presentation. So we have given 6 prizes at TropMet 2023 last year. And a few days ago, we have also supported World Ozone Day celebrations on September 14th, organized by IMS Raipur chapter. So they had no money to organize this important event, World Ozone Day. So they approached us if we could support, and we have given them rupees 30,000 to carry out this activity, and it has been completed on the 14th September. And we also agreed to support similar kind of 6 prizes, each worth 5,000 rupees to the students for their best poster, best paper presentations at the ensuing TropMet 2024 at Rourkela. So these are these few small things which our foundation has started doing. This is a very, very small foundation. The core people are only 2 of us. We are trying to put in our money. We have not taken any donations so far. I'm not asking for any donation, but we are trying to do what little we could do through this foundation. I'm making this presentation to make it the information available to the young students, young research scholars of this gathering. If they have some need, if the need is genuine, our foundation is ready to consider and to extend support to the extent that is possible. Thank you very much, organizers, for giving me this opportunity to say something about FERCC. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. N.V.K. Chakrabarti, class fellow of Dr. D.V. Bhaskar Rao, and we are Yara friends. I'm very glad to have seen his presentation regarding this. And though he said we don't want any donations from outside, I feel I am Bhaskar Rao, Bhaskar Rao is myself. So I offer 10,000 rupees each, 10,000 rupees each month till my last breath, if you accept. Thank you very much, Bhaskar Rao. I congratulate you.
For the convener to join. She is inviting some of the guests. It will be taking a few minutes, maybe I guess 2 minutes. In the meanwhile, let me just cover the gap by telling about the department. The idea of introducing meteorology and oceanography as a subject of study in Andhra University was conceived during 1946, and the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography was started in 1948 to train students in two branches, that is meteorology and oceanography. The Department of Meteorology and Oceanography at Andhra University, established in 1948, is a pioneering institution in India, being the first in the country to offer postgraduate education and research in oceanic and atmospheric sciences. It is also the fourth department globally to provide specialized human resources in this field. The inception of master and doctoral programs in meteorology and oceanography signifies the vision of successive vice chancellors to provide trained manpower to cater the needs of the weather and climate science, not only for India, but also for Asia and the world. The research at the department led to the award of over 200 doctoral degrees and several thousands of scientific publications in peer-reviewed journals. Okay, would anybody else like to talk about the department or something about oceanography and meteorology? Do we have anyone in the meanwhile? Anyone from the audience? Or the professors?
Do we have Talla Prakada Vijay Prasad Garu here? Prasad Garu? Vijay Kumar Garu? Somebody is here for you. Within a short while, today's chief guest and Honorable Registrar of Andhra University, Professor T. Dhanunjay Garu will arrive at this premises. No sooner than chief guest arrives, we'll start this valedictory ceremony. It is with great honor and immense pride that we gather here today to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of one of the most prestigious departments of Andhra University, the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. A department whose legacy stretches over 75 glorious years, pioneering the field of atmospheric and oceanic sciences not only in India but also across the world. This momentous occasion is a tribute to the visionaries who laid the foundation stone of the remarkable department back in 1948. Conceived as early as in 1946, under the insightful leadership of our former Vice Chancellors, Andhra University became the first institution in India and the fourth globally to offer postgraduate education and research in meteorology and oceanography. We have the gracious presence of DG NS&M, Dr. Y. Srinivas Rao garu here. Hearty welcome, sir.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Now I invite Professor P. Sunita Garu, Head of the Department and Convener, to please come on to the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Head of the Department and Convener, Professor P. Sunita ma'am. I cordially invite Dr. Y. Srinivas Rao Garu, DG NS&M, to please come on to the dais. Chief guest of today's program, Dr. Y. Srinivas Rao Garu, DG NS&M. Hearty welcome, sir. I invite Professor M.V.R. Raj Garu, Principal, Andhra University College of Science and Technology, to please come on to the dais. Professor M.V.R. Raj Garu, Principal, Andhra University College of Science and Technology. Welcome, sir. I invite Professor N. Kishore Babagaru, Rector, Andhra University, to please come on to the dais. N. Kishore Babagaru, Rector, Andhra University. Welcome, sir. I invite Dr. Abraham Varghese Garu, Director, NSTL, to please come on to the dais. Welcome, sir. I invite Dr. Surya Chandra A. Rao Garu, Associate Director, Monsoon Mission, to please come on to the dais. Dr. Surya Chandra A. Rao, Associate Director, Monsoon Mission. Welcome, sir. I invite Sri Amit Malik Garu, CEO, Gannavaram Port Private Limited, to please come on to the dais. Sri Amit Malik ji, CEO, Gannavaram Port Private Limited. Welcome, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. Please be seated. Thank you, sir. I invite Professor M.V.R. Raj Garu to please address the gathering and preside over the function.
Okay, good evening, my dear delegates. Most respected dignitaries on the dais and of the dais. My colleague, the great leader, successfully completed the 3 days, the national seminar. Professor P. Sunita, Convener and Head of the Department. most respected Professor V. Bhaskarrao Garu, respected Professor N. Kishore Babu Garu, Rector, Andhra University, respected Dr. Abraham Varghese Garu, Director, NSTL, respected Dr. Surya Chandra A. Rao, Associate Director, Monsoon Mission, respected Sri Amit Malik, CEO, Gangavaram Port Private Limited, and the beloved and most respected Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu, DG, NS and M, and other dignitaries of the dais. It is my privilege to share some of the feelings since last 3 days. From the day 1 till date, 32, the speakers, they came from all over in India and also some parts of the outside the country. They delivered their lectures the coming 3 days, and also 48 the poster presentations were presented and oral presentations 108. And these three days deliberations, Dr. Sunitha Garu is going to be preparing the small report and going to submit to the Government of Indian Earth Sciences. On behalf of the Andhra University and on behalf of the Science College, Science and Technology, I appreciate and congratulate Dr. Sunitha Garu very successfully conducted these 3-day conferences. And also, these 3 days, what I have seen, the morning breakfast and lunch, dinner also, okay, very nice and successfully arranged the dinner and breakfast. And coming to the end, just a very brief note, we must recognize that while technology can offer solutions, but is the human nature and psychology that drive environmental change. We must rewire our minds for sustainability, the way we think and the way we feel and relate to the environment shape our behavior towards it. It truly address the environmental crisis. We must focus on changing the fundamental attitudes that lead to pollution, deforestation, and overconsumption. And coming to end, by fostering ecological mindfulness, promoting psychological flexibility, and encouraging empathy for future generations, we can inspire a shift towards more sustainable and responsible behaviors. The real key to frightening climate change lies not only in technological advances, but in changing the hearts and minds of those who create, use, and live with those technologies. And thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your welcome address. Now I request Professor P. Sunitha Garu, Head of the Department and Convener for this Platinum Jubilee celebrations, to give her message.
Esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and dear participants, and my dear students. It is with immense pride and honor I stand before you today as we conclude the National Seminar on Current Trends in Atmospheric and Oceanic Processes Related to Climate Change Studies, Cut and Rise, held as a part of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, Andhra University. So over the past 3 days, we have witnessed a remarkable exchange of the knowledge, ideas, and innovations that will significantly shape the future of our research and collaborations. So the seminar has provided us a unique platform to drive into the latest trends in the atmospheric and oceanic processes, offering a fresh perspective that instigate relationship between the monsoon systems, tropical cyclones, western disturbances, heat wave conditions, and coastal ocean processes, R&D applications in terms of the defense, very, very interesting. And the broader impact which covers the theme of climate change. So overall 108 oral presentations were and 48 poster presentations from the distinguished researchers across the India, and we explored critical components like as previously mentioned, like monsoon systems and the cutting edge with respect to the AI/ML techniques in the atmosphere and ocean modeling. In addition to that, the discussions of the climate change impacts on agriculture, aviation, air pollution, so as well as the extreme weather conditions and coastal processes, which are very interesting and highlighted the urgent need for the collaborative research and solutions to address the socio-economic challenges. So these were mainly basically defined by the climatic variability. So the sessions for the remote sensing applications and defense R&D applications for the green technology and zero carbon emissions, which showcase that how science and technology can drive sustainability and environmental stewardship. So as we celebrate this 75th year Platinum Jubilee celebrations of the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, it is very important, and my sincere gratitude to, and I have to acknowledge so many people and this incredible journey of the university has undertaken, from the pioneering research in the monsoon modeling, tropical cyclone research, coastal and estuarine dynamics, internal waves, and satellite oceanography and air-sea interaction studies. So this become one of the dynamic leader in the climate change program. So the department has not only contributed significantly to research advancement, but also nurtured generation of the research scholars. You can witness the galaxy of the alumni as shared in on the dais, and who continue the shape of the future of the meteorology and oceanography also. So I extend my heartful gratitude and to all the presenters, participants, and organizing members who are they are the backbone for this particular seminars. This made this seminar made a grand success. So the Platinum Jubilee is not only the celebration of the fast, but a springboard for the future as we continue to lead in the research as well as innovation and global collaboration. So as we move forward, let us carry the ideas and insights gained here into our future and policy initiative. So the challenges of the climate change were very vast, and but together their knowledge, through knowledge and science and cooperation, we can find solutions and will guide us toward the sustainable and resilient future. Thank you one and all once again for your participation and contributions. Wishing a safe travel and continued success for in future generation. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable words. Now I invite Professor N. Kishore Babu Garu, Rector, Andhra University, to please address the gathering.
Respected Principal, College of Science and Technology, and President of this valedictory function, Professor M.V.R. Raju, distinguished scientist, Director General, Novel Systems and Minerals, DRDO, Visakhapatnam, and Chief Guest of this valedictory function, Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu, Director, NSTL, Visakhapatnam, and Guest of Honor, Dr. Abraham Varghese, Associate Mission Director, Monsoon Mission, IITM, Pune, and guest of honor, Dr. Surya Chandra Rao, Chief Executive Officer, Adani Gangavaram Port Limited, Visakhapatnam, Sri Amit Malik, and the dynamic convener of this seminar and head Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, Professor P. Sunita Madam, all the dignitaries, alumni, participants, press and media, good evening to one and all. I am indeed delighted to be here and be the one of the distinguished guests at this national seminar on the eve of Platinum Jubilee celebrations of the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. It is very proud to say that the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography at Andhra University is a pioneering institution in India, and also being the first in the country to offer post-graduation education and research in oceanic and atmospheric sciences under the visionary leadership of the then Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sir C.R. Reddy, in the year 1948. You have already reached the end of the 3 days national seminar with various issues raised, discussed, along with sub-themes. These 3 days, the organizers of the seminar brought together intelligent minds with the torrents of information, ideas, and have shared your experiences and knowledge. A platform like this encourages collaboration, interconnectivity, and lasting friendship. As Rector of Andhra University, I wish to extend my sincere thanks to the organizers of this seminar, particularly the convener, Professor Sunita Madam, for the efforts they have put into making this seminar a grand success, for the kind of seminar themes they have addressed, for the amazing guest speakers, alumni, and participants from different parts of the world in the field of academia and industry. They have drawn for this seminar, without which this seminar would not have been possible. Finally, my sincere thanks to the convener of this seminar, Professor Sunita Madam, for providing me for this opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I cordially invite the Director of NSTL, Dr. Abraham Varghese Garu, to please come forward and give his message.
Chief Guest Dr. Y. Srinivas Rao, Director General Naval Systems and Materials, Professor N. Kishore Babu, Rector AU, Professor E. N. Dhananjay Rao, Registrar AU, Dr. Surjendra Rao, IITM Pune, Sri Amit Malik, CEO Gangavaram Port, Professor M.E.R. Raju, Principal, Andhra University College of Science and Technology, Professor Sunita, Head of the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, and fellow scientists and dear students. I'm indeed quite delighted to be a part of this national seminar on current trends in atmospheric and oceanic processes related to climate change studies. I understand that this national seminar is mainly intended to focus on the study of atmosphere and ocean process. Research groups from across the globe are actively involved in the advancing our knowledge to study the complex interactions between the atmosphere and oceans. Hence, collaboration among scientists from India and abroad is required to facilitate the exchange of ideas and sharing of advancements in the fields of atmospheric and oceanic processes related to the climate change. I also should congratulate the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, Andhra University, which is the first of its kind in Southeast Asia to have initiated the teaching and research programs in meteorology and oceanography, which is established in the year 1948. After 75 years of fruitful service to the nation of supplying trained manpower, the department still occupies unique position in India to offer advanced courses of national importance. According to Charles Darwin, the ability to adapt and adjust to the changing environment is the key to survival. So what Charles Darwin has told is that it is not the strongest species which is going to sustain, but it's the species which can adapt to the changing environment will sustain. So if you believe that one, so the changes in the atmosphere or the oceanography has to be studied. As we all know, India has got a maritime border of 7,000 kilometers. The ocean always play a very big role in security and also in the wars. You might have seen the recent Russian-Ukraine war. The maritime forces have played a major role in the in winning the or in advancing the war situation. So India's position or location in the Indian Ocean region compels it to play a larger strategic role in the region where the coastline is almost 7,000 kilometers. So oceanographers need to play a crucial role in the Indian defense system, particularly in the Navy, Coast Guard and defense scientific community for better design of systems suitable and adapted to sea or oceanic environment. Mainly the areas of research can be oceanographic data information, ocean currents and waves, sea state, ocean depth charts and wind speed and direction. And naval operational planning. Naval operational planning, the climatic situation and the bathing condition plays a very big role. You know, a sonar to work under the sea, you need to have the temperature profile which is very suitable to a sonar or a underwater weapon. So the study of the temperature profile in sea and across different area play a very big role in planning a naval mission or planning a deploying a naval weapon or deploying a naval sonar. Another area of interest is pertaining to defense is submarine and anti-submarine warfare, applying the oceanography knowledge. The same thing which has been told earlier, where you need to have a very supporting medium to have a detection of a target in the underwater. If you have to have long range of detection of enemy in the water, so you need to have a very good bathing profile. Again, countermeasures, acoustic remote sensing. Here also the study of the underwater area or underwater profile play a major role. And also the amphibious operations pertaining to underwater also can be a research of area or training and education. As Director NSTL, I look forward to enhance oceanographic data and advanced model-based prediction of accurate sea state, high-resolution sound velocity profile for sonar and homing performance, especially in shallow waters, among others. My congratulations to the organizers of the seminar and wish a wonderful future for the Department of Meteorology and Ocean Engineering, the faculty and the students. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Surya Chandra Rao Garu, Associate Director, Monsoon Mission, to address the gathering.
Respected Dr. Y. Srinivas Rao, DG NSM, DRDO Visakhapatnam, and N. Kishore Babu, Rector, Andhra University, and Abram Agis, Director NSTL, Amit Malik, Chief Executive Officer, and M.B.R. Razu, Principal. The respected delegates on the dais and off the dais, and my all gurus who all are sitting in the front row, and It is actually, I am very proud to be part of this national seminar from the idea of this national seminar started growing. So the first time Professor SSVS Ramakrishna Garu was working with me in IITM. So he was informing that department is completing 74 years and entering into 75 years in March sometime. So then I said immediately that no, it is very good time that we should celebrate this in a very big scale. And whatever is possible to achieve this, we will definitely do it. Then I had a dialogue with Professor Sunita, and then we wrote a proposal to MOS. So when we started, we thought it will be very small scale, maybe with very limited funding and all. But I was informed that the funding that was obtained for this program was huge, almost 25 to 30 lakhs. That was the commitment of the students of this department. And I am really proud of that. Each and every student who have been working in either DRDO, either in MOS or in ISRO, anywhere, they all have made efforts to bring in all this funding to this event. And definitely, Professor Sunita has made this event possible by working very hard for last almost 6 months. It is not 1 or 2 days hard work. And when it comes to the seminar, so we have seen that there are very distinguished speakers who and who of meteorology and oceanography scientists came here and shared their knowledge with all the students and scientists. So that is when we started, we never thought of such a success. So it was really very thrilling to see success of this. And the department is entering into 75 years with such a grand success of conducting this national seminar. So when we conduct any seminar, there are always a target audience. So the targeted audience here are, we ourselves are one of the target audience. We want to learn something. The speakers also who have given very distinct lectures, but the major target that is the students. So I was surprised the knowledge they already have in understanding of the climate and climate change. And when they have interacted, some of them I am fortunate to interact. Actually, I got new ideas by talking to them. So the department, though it is suffering with a staff, only 2 of them are permanent faculty are there, but my gurus who have retired from the service, they are always contributing to this department in somehow and trying to motivate the students. That is really seen very much in the students. So the interactions that I had, I was really surprised that when I was student here, maybe almost 30 years back, so that much exposure was never there. So the students are much more blessed in spite of less staff that are available for them to be trained, but there's a lot of knowledge that is available in the open space. That's why there's a lot of good research is expected to come from the department. And one more good thing that I have mentioned some time back also, the students of the department are placed at very good places, and that is because of, again, the motivation. So, and I really congratulate Sunita and the team that whoever worked for. So when I started this one, I started interacting with my gurus. Sir, you are also a faculty. You are not a faculty of this department. You are also a student of this department. So we all have to make this function successful. So that is how everybody worked. Each and every faculty has contributed to this. And I'm very proud that I'm part of such a department. So with this, I congratulate for conducting this workshop very nicely seminar and expect much more such meetings in the future as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I invite the Chief Executive Officer of Gannavaram Port Private Limited, Shri Amit Malik Garu, to give his message.
Hi, good evening, everybody. When I walked in and I was looking around, it's been ages since I've come to university. Always a trembling fear, and I can acknowledge with you that I'm the most underqualified person in this room. We have the professors, we have the intellectual luminaries on the dais and out here. And when my colleague Dr. Jyoti said, please come over here, I said, what am I going to say? And no, it says it's important, and now I realize why she said that. And some of the things which was said by the speakers out here was collaboration, bringing people together so that great minds at work. That's extremely important. And then there was a mention of using all these ideas and the data that's being there, and using the latest in technology, be having the AI algorithms or machine learning, and then getting a positive result outwards. And I especially liked then when it is all correlated, when people mentioned that oceans are actually a lifeline for mankind, be it in terms of trade and commerce, be it in terms of maritime security. So all these things get interlinked together. And this is where we can acknowledge the importance of these seminars. I think this is the first time this seminar has been introduced, so that's pretty great. I think this is just the beginning. So I wrote with me, I said, okay, I have to, what few words I can say. And practically, nothing of what I have said is written out here. Because what can you say? We have professors out here who have spent decades and decades out. But I wish there are more of these seminars, and this platform becomes a sort of an annual event and doesn't remain confined to India itself. Collaborate across the national boundaries. Imperative that all the great minds at work in the globe come together. And couldn't remember all the names, but jotted down a few names. Chief guest, Dr. Y. Srinivasa Garu. I know you have been instrumental in making sure that this program becomes a success. And honored guests, Professor N. Kishore Babu, Professor Ian Dhananjay Rao, Professor M.V.R. Raju, Professor Verghese, and if I'm forgetting a few names, my apologies. But even this last half an hour has been very insightful to me. And from the bottom of my heart, I can tell you it's an absolute privilege. So, Professor Sunita, thank you so much, and we use your models. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to be out here, to be able to interact, to be able to be a part of a discussion for a little while. I wish I could come here longer. So Dr. Jyoti, next time, I'm going to be there for panel discussions. I will like to hear this out. But last but not the least, thank you for a very enriching experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Before diving into the chief guest speech, so there are various patrons and pioneers and delegates of whose presence and encouragement led to the success of the 75th Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Department of Meteorology, Andhra University. And I extend our thanks to Prime Minister of his PSA, Parveen Madam, and also DRDO Jagdish Garu, GV Reddy Garu, GV Krishna Garu, Padmanabhan Garu, Sravan Garu, and CMLRR Gupta Garu, and MOES Surichandran Garu and his team, NCCR Ramanathan Garu, INCOIS Pattabhiram Garu, and NCMRWS VS Prasad Garenko, and from Adani Jyoti Madam is the alumni of Andhra University Department of Meteorology, and all the retired teachers, faculty, students and alumni of Andhra University, mostly scientific steering team, entire team who made this entire event a grand success. Thank you so much for your wonderful support in enhancing the elegance of this function. Your presence and your participation gave the glamour to Gauri. Thank you one and all. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now I request today's chief guest, the DG NS&M, Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu, to give his valuable message.
Respected Mr. Amit Malik, Chief Executive Officer, Adani Gangavaram Port Trust Limited, Visakhapatnam, Professor M.V. R. Raju Garu, Principal, Andhra University College of Science and Technology, Dr. Surya Chandra Rao Garu, Associate Mission Director, Monsoon Mission IITM, Dr. Abraham Varghese, Director NSTL, Professor Kishore Babu Garu, Rector, Andhra University, and Dhananjay Rao Garu, Registrar, Andhra University, senior professors, researchers, eminent scholars, eminent people on the areas of oceanography and meteorology. First, when the team came and met me, Sunita Garu and his team and Prasad Garu, Harrao Garu, they met me. I think I concluded that meeting in 5 minutes. The reason I felt, because it was absolutely no doubt in my mind that this area of science and research will be one of the core domains for my country. This is what I felt on that day. There may be a lull, we may not be getting students today. That's because some hype of computer science and all. But if any country which does not work on the core technologies are going to be slaves of some other country in future. So it's absolutely essential that we have to sustain this. There will be difficulties, we have to sustain this. So I also said that on that day, for sustenance, let us have some short-term courses where we can support the short-term courses. We can also have a certification programs where the existing physicists and people working in these regions will be continuously certified, and those people are available for us for programs. Also, we have to publicize this course among the students, because many people may not be knowing. See, many people may get passionate, and if we get even 10-15 students who are passionate, interested and publicized across the board, and you can use the newly formed, what we call is that Anusadhana National Research Foundation. These areas we have today, and we have to publicize this to ensure that people are coming on this. Coming to it, Vizag, I felt should be a maritime capital. This I am advocating at every forum. It should be the maritime capital for India. Now, my view is from the almost to Vijayanagaram, Srikakulam to Kakinada, we have got a very good rail network, we have got an excellent airport is coming, we have got a road network. So I felt that Vizag can be divided into different clusters. Each zone can be one cluster with international collaborative development. Areas which I thought is ship and submarine design, building and repairs. Already we are the capital for it with many industries and dockyards available. Renewable energy with net zero emissions. That can be one vertical area of working here in Vizag. Then ports, harbors, transportation, logistics. We have got Adani Port. We have to have an ecosystem built around it. That is the guy who makes the logistics, the equipment who makes the logistics. So everything can be in that zone. And this can be available to the eastern, complete east area. That is, I'm talking about Indonesia, Philippines, or Vietnam, all the countries we can be a central area. We need to have oil, anyway we are there on the offshore oil and gas, but the equipment required it. As the other day I was asking somebody, what is the offshore oil and gas robotics you are doing? Sir, we are importing. None of the equipment are made in India. We need to come up with ecosystem where these equipments are available in India, and this can be one hub where this manufacturing of this can happen. Coastal and maritime tourism. Between Srikakulam to Chennai and Andaman and Nicobar, we can have cruise liners, or we can have a special artifacts, because you see in the beach, just 2-3 models we have put and it's full of people. So this tourism has to be one of the major economic system for us. Fisheries, aquaculture, mineral resources and biotechnology. Even fisheries, I'm speaking about storage, cold equipments, intelligence-based fishing, intelligence-based systems, high quality transportation. I'm speaking about the technology that has to go behind this. Feeders for it. Then subsea and deep ocean technologies, that's where your department has to play a role. Here, if I go into subsea and deep ocean, we need to have a deep ocean observation systems. Subsea communication, navigation technologies, seabed mapping and surveying. And I see, we were doing our sonar trials, Mediterranean Sea, if you see, it's wonderful sea. We get beautiful values. Atlantic we get, Pacific Ocean we get, but Indian Ocean here is totally different. Your terrain is different. You got a lot of mountains, hills underneath. So mapping it is difficult. So subsea infrastructure development. This is unexplored region. We have to see if we can expand this department to all these areas. Now you have people coming up. And then cross-functional. That means if somebody is doing mechanical or electrical or electronics engineer also, there should be one course on this one. Because sea is going to be a major economic zone for us. Then deep sea archaeology. This also the department can take it up. Environmental impact assessment and management. That's all this course is about. Innovative sensor deployment technologies. This is one area which I felt. Then marine electronics and robotics, which I already speaking about. This can be one hub area for us. And digitization and artificial intelligence for the marine sector. The route mapping, we are calling about net zero emissions. We are calling up minimum power consumptions. But we need to have this intelligent mapping of the routes for which it has to go, both in the airborne and the ground. So that minimum fuel is consumed. We don't hit across the hurricane belt, or we don't require sudden wind belts. We don't get into those areas and where there will be drags and we get into issues, and we can have the correct route mapping, point-to-point route mapping. These are the areas which I felt we should work together. Coming to DRDO, both NPOL and NSTL will continue to support, and we are available to it. In fact, I was advocating, even in the Cochin University QSAT, which has got a major player in this. I was advocating that the research scholars can work with us. They can be with us during the research fellowship. Only thing, you have to also relieve sometimes for them to be in our place. This is what I was advocating, and we can in fact give a project where we can have a research fellowship people as a part of that project funding. And those research fellowships people can work here and be teaching here. So you have people available. So this you can have a program. How it has to be done, we can sign some MOU and we can work it out future. Sorry for that. And in the ocean science and physical oceanography, our sonar ranges in the even the low frequency of 1.5 kilohertz which we are achieving, we are getting a ranges of 20 kilometers to 30 kilometers. But if the way our ocean region is now getting intruded by the adversary submarines or underwater things, we need to have at least 100 kilometers to 200 kilometers of ranging. This is achievable if I can do a perfect noise mapping, and which channel on which I can get a clear signal. There are certain channels which will get a clear signal, and by reducing the sonar frequency to less than 1 kilohertz, ensuring that my body surface noise doesn't come into it, and at the same time my channel is. So this is a huge activity as far as oceanography is concerned. It's a challenge. If we don't do this, we are sitting ducks to the adversary boats that are coming here. Adversary boats are not only China. We have got many other areas where the boats are coming here. And because underwater mineral, people are going deep sea, is a rich mineral zones, and this is the economic power which we have. So this is another area which I was looking at that we should cover. That means I need to do an accurate sonar ranging. I need to know the angular predictions. I need to have a intrusion detection system. I need to have best signal noise ratio. And with these decisions, I should predict it. Now, other thing which I was advocating was when we are making the boats, we need to make it net zero. When we make it airborne, we make it net zero. That's where I was advocating an all electric. In fact, I wanted to declare here that a first superconducting motor of 200 kilowatt has been functionally tested, completely made in India at BHL R&D in collaboration with NSTL just 2 days back. It's a breakthrough technology because it's a zero resistance motor, and if we can make it into a compactness and build it with, it's a cryogenic based cooled system, we can create a future system which today only Toshiba in Japan does this, to my knowledge. Maybe others are doing it. This is what, then we should have a joint center of excellence. Abraham, you have to work out on a joint center of excellence with other scientific organizations and us. We collaborate because many of the seniors who are the alumni can contribute to it, and we can even talk to Ravichandran sir and others. We should have a joint center of excellence where we can work on these subjects. More and more research can be done, and when we have more research fellows coming up, and those research fellows look for more opportunities that come up, then I think the students will also automatically come in. So let us concentrate on the MTech and PhD programs in this area, and we will work together. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Now I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please rise and felicitate today's chief guest, DGNSMM, Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu.
Actually, there should not be any felicitation in a college, because college are gurus. No guru should felicitate a outsider coming like us. We are only simple people. Gurus are supreme. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma. Tasmai Sri Guruveno Namaha. No guru should felicitate anybody.
Thank you so much for your kind words towards us, sir. Sir, this is just a token of remembrance on behalf of Andhra University celebrating its Platinum Jubilee, 75 years of its excellence in the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. I request the team to please present the memento and the photograph. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our gesture of remembrance. DG and SNM, Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu, is being felicitated by Rector Garu, Principal Garu and Convener Garu. So sir is also getting retired in September, but he looks so young till now. Sir, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And now I request today's chief guest, Dr. Y. Srinivasarao Garu, to please come forward and felicitate Director NSTL, Dr. Abraham Varghese Garu. I request Honorable Rector Sir, Principal Sir and HOD Ma'am to please come forward and join the felicitation of Director NSTL, Dr. Abraham Varghese Garu. Music కొంచెం సౌండ్ పెంచండి మ్యూజిక్ Thank you, sir. Now I request today's chief guest to please rise and felicitate Associate Director Monsoon Mission, Dr. Surya Chandra Rao Garu. Surya Chandra Rao Garu. I request Dr. Surya Chandra Rao Garu to please come forward and receive an honor and token of remembrance on behalf of Andhra University celebrating its Platinum Jubilee celebrations as a part of current trends in atmospheric and oceanographic processes related to climatic change and studies. Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri Amit Malik Garu, CEO of Gannavaram Port Private Limited, to please come forward and accept our token of remembrance on behalf of Andhra University's Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I request the guests on the dais to please present the certificate to Best Oral and Best Poster Presentation Awards. Best Oral Award goes to... Best Oral Award goes to Adrish Banerjee, Typical Features of Heat Wave, Conditions in the India Region. Adrish Banerjee garu, is he here? Okay, Best Poster Presentation Award goes to... Okay, second Best Oral Presentation Award, T. Pushpalata, on the topic of impact of global warming. Unnara Pushpalata garu? Okay. On behalf of Pushpalata garu, any of the representative can take this. T. Pushpalata garu, on the theme of impact of global warming on regional ocean circulation and air-sea interactions over the Bay of Bengal. And in the category of Best Poster Presentation Award, the first Best Poster Presentation Award goes to G.R. Rajula, and the topic of role of river discharge on contribution of OPAL and CaCO3 to the mass floods in the Bay of Bengal. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for G.R. Rajula. And the second Best Poster Presentation Award goes to Sumit Kumar. Sumit Kumar won the second Best Poster Presentation Award on the topic Hydrometer Categorization and Stratiform and Convective Precipitation Systems over a Tropical Coastal Region. The second Best Poster Presentation Award. And I request all the members of Scientific Steering Committee to please come on to the dais. Scientific Steering Committee సభ్యులందరూ కూడా వేదికను అలంకరించవలసిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ప్రొఫెసర్ డివి భాస్కర్ రావు గారు, ఆర్ఆర్ రావు గారు, సివికే ప్రసాద్ గారు, రామకృష్ణ గారు, కేవి శివప్రసాద్ గారు, డిఎస్ఆర్ రెడ్డి గారు, కేజే రమేష్ గారు, శ్రీ డిబిఆర్ రావు గారు, శ్రీ ఆర్ఆర్ రావు గారు, డాక్టర్ సివికే ప్రసాద్ రావు గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ డివి భాస్కర్ రావు గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ డివి భాస్కర్ గారు, నెక్స్ట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఎస్ఎస్విఎస్ రామకృష్ణ గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ ఎస్ఎస్విఎస్ రామకృష్ణ గారు, డాక్టర్ వివి గోపాలకృష్ణ గారు, డాక్టర్ వివి గోపాలకృష్ణ గారు, డాక్టర్ డి జ్యోతి గారు, డాక్టర్ డి జ్యోతి మ్యామ్, డివి జ్యోతి గారు, డాక్టర్ కేవీఎస్ఆర్ ప్రసాద్ గారు, డాక్టర్ జ్యోతి గారు, the alumni of Andhra University, Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. డాక్టర్ KVSR ప్రసాద్ గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ జి భారతి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ బిఎస్ఆర్ రెడ్డి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ కైలాష్ రెడ్డి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ విఎస్ఎన్ మూర్తి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ విబి రావు గారు, భారతి మ్యామ్, భారతి మ్యామ్, భారతి మేడం, విఎస్ఎన్ మూర్తి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ కె కైలాష్ రెడ్డి గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ విబి రావు గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ పిఎస్వి జగదీష్ గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ పిఎస్వి జగదీష్ గారు, శ్రీ ఎం శ్రావణ్ కుమార్ గారు, శ్రీ పిఎస్వి జగదీష్ గారు, శ్రీ పిఎస్వి జగదీష్ గారు, శ్రీ ఎం శ్రావణ్ కుమార్ గారు, శ్రీ ఎం పద్మనాభం గారు, శ్రీ జీవి కృష్ణకుమార్ గారు అండ్ ఎస్కే పాణిగ్రాహి గారు, శ్రీ ఎం పద్మనాభం గారు, ఓకే పాణిగ్రాహి సార్, డాక్టర్ జీవి కృష్ణకుమార్ గారు, విజయ్ కుమార్ గారు, విజయ్ కుమార్ గారు, విజయ్ కుమార్ గారి తల్లిదండ్రులను వేదికపైకి రావాల్సిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. వి రిక్వెస్ట్ ద పేరెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ విజయ్ కుమార్ గారు Dr. Vijay Tala Pragada garu, along with his parents. Now I request today's chief guest to present the certificates for the participants who enhance the elegance of this function. Sri G. Prakash Garu. G. Prakash Garu, NIO. Is G. Prakash here? And Alfisa Siddiq. Alfisa Siddiq. M. Prithvi Raju. Argo Butterware. KG Ramesh గారికి సన్మానం చేస్తారు. అర్గు బాతుబైల్ గారు, హెచ్జి సుబంగ్ అండ్ శ్యామ్ శ్రీరామ్ వర్మ గారు, అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోండి అందరు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు, లీలా రామకృష్ణ గారు, హిరాలి ఎస్, ప్రోసన్ ఘోష్, జాస్మిన్ టాక్లీ, అంసర్ రావు, జి ప్రకాష్, అల్ఫీసా సిద్దిక్. ఒక సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇచ్చి తర్వాత మార్చు. విక్రాంత్ తెప్పల, త్రినాథరావు, శ్రీదేవి, రమేష్ మాడిపల్లి, వి సునీల్, సుజాత భట్టాచార్య, శ్రీనివాసరావు కర్రీ, నాగరాజు చిలుకూరి, జగబంధు పాండవ్, జిఎంఎం కృష్ణ, ఎన్డి మణికంఠ, సిహెచ్ శ్రీదేవి, అంకుర్ శ్రీవాస్తవ, రమేష్ కుమార్ యాదవ్, దీపక్ కుమార్, త్రియంకుర్ ఘోష్, విఎస్ఎల్ భార్గవి, సిహెచ్ వెంకటేశ్వర్లు, పి నిహాల్, జె ఫెర్నాండస్, జిఆర్ రాజుల, సుమిత్ కుమార్, రాంబిలి లోకనాథ్. ఏదో ఒక సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇచ్చి ఫోటో సుంకిరెడ్డి రేణుక, శ్రావణి అలంక, అనన్య కర్మాకర్, పిఎల్ఎన్ మూర్తి, ఏ రాజు, బైసవి రాధాకృష్ణ, మోదీ అనురాధ, మహేష్ నికం, ఇబ్రహీం షేక్, మహాలక్ష్మి, సౌరభ్ త్రిపతి, రవికుమార్ కుంచల, పుష్పలత, శ్రీపతి, గోపీకృష్ణ పోడపాటి, దౌలత్ అరుణ్, ఎస్పి సింగ్, శ్రావణ్ కుమార్ ముప్ప, డిఏ రాము, మనీషా. అశోక్ విలియమ్స్, తేజస్విని, సునంద, వి యేసుబాబు, అయ్యర్, ఆకుల జయలక్ష్మి, అమోల్ ప్రకాష్, శ్రీనివాస్ జీ, సుభీష్ ఎంపీ. సో ప్రోగ్రామ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్ మీ నేమ్స్ ఉన్న సర్టిఫికెట్స్ మీరు తీసుకుందరు. సివి శ్రీనివాస్, పద్మకుమారి, దుర్గాభారతి, చరణ్ కుమార్, మునిరెడ్డి, సంజీవరావు, దేవి ప్రతిమ, కామరాజు, డివి అప్పారావు, కాదిరి మానస, వాకుల ప్రియ, ఆర్ఆర్ అంజీష్, చింతపల్లి శాస్త్రి, పి లత, ఎస్ రాజేష్. పొన్నగంటి సునీత, కొట్టా శ్రీనివాస్, సుచిత్ర సుందరం, కాసిరెడ్డి లక్ష్మణ్, ఎన్ నానాజీరావు, ఎం శర్మ, వి రచిని కుమారి, మహేశ్వరన్, షాదత్ సర్కార్, శ్రీనివాస్ దైసంశెట్టి, పి శ్రీనివాస్. I request the people whom I call to please come and take your certificate. Don't mind if the name is not yours. You can get a chance of changing your original certificate to the name which is not yours. You can replace the certificate later as per the time schedule. Shubhadeep Haldar, Anuja Tigga, Anuj Gupta. జైని విక్టర్, ఏ ధర్మరాజు, ఉపేంద్ర బాడిమెల, భీష్మ త్యాగి, అమిత్ గంగవార్. I request everyone on and off the dais to please be seated. And I request any one of the participants who participated in this 3-day session or any kind of Platinum Jubilee celebration sessions to please come forward and express your feedback. మీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ చెప్పడానికి పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ఎవరైనా వస్తున్నారా? Anyone from here wanted to share your feedback? Okay, sir. I request anyone from the scientific steering committee to please come forward and express your feedback.
This one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Chakravarti coming again. Words are not enough to express the way in which things have gone for the last 3 days. It's beyond my word. I don't have the words to express. Really, the probably dictionary is not enough. Oxford dictionary doesn't stand anywhere. The way in which Dr. Sunita conducted with my God, speaks volumes about her capability of leadership. And I never saw her scolding anybody or just getting angry with anybody. If I were to be in her position, my God, my blood pressure would have shot up every day. So, congratulations, Dr. Sunita. And all the technical sessions were carried out meticulously. the way in which all these papers were, the speakers were arranged is really marvelous. And if I take the liberty, with your permission, don't you think that Dr. Sunita and her team deserve a standing ovation from all of us? Please, please rise up, stand up. Please, I request all of you with folding hands, give a big applause to Sunita Garu. Congratulations. I wish you all the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the kind gesture. And gathering these many scholars and these many stalwarts at one platform for the still anyone from the scientific steering committee, Bhaskar Rao Garu and any others, you are requested to please come onto the dais and express your feedback regarding this event.
Thanks. If I say anything praiseworthy, it looks like I'm praising ourselves. It is truly correct that all 3 days programs have gone very smoothly. Many people have said that many eminent scientists have come. It is very much true to say that I have the experience of spending time in the university for the last 55 years at least. Probably I have not seen such a good seminar being organized on the campus by a department. You see, at a university scale, things could have been organized, and a national seminar like Tropment could have been organized differently, but a department organizing such a seminar is a huge task, and as I said, it's not exaggeration that such a seminar has not been the way it has been done at this particular time. Truly also, I have not seen, maybe I'm subject to correction, I have not attended any Diamond Jubilee celebration of any department during the last 50 years. No department ever celebrated a Diamond Jubilee, let alone saying that successfully. This department probably has a rich legacy that has actually made this particular conference, a Diamond Jubilee celebration, possible, conception of that, organization of that in the way that has happened during the last 3 years. It is memorable. I'm sure that all the participants who have come here and also who have been watching this, I think many of you are not aware, many people wanted to come but could not come, have been watching these proceedings through the webcast on the YouTube, and they have been sending lots of feedback to the group that is there, and we see that the people have really enjoyed the proceedings, not for the ordinary one, but for the scientific organization of this one. And I'm very, very happy to be a part of this seminar, to be a part of, I don't know which committees we have been part of. When somebody called me that I'm a member of the steering committee, I'm not aware, but we have been trying to help Sunita in a different way to make this program a success, because it is not a program of an individual, it is a program that belongs to the department, which has a legacy of 75 years, which has contributed enormously to the national and international development of the science. So that actually makes this event a more memorable. And then I think much has been said. I feel very, very happy that the event has become a very great success. Thank you very much once and all who have supported. I should not say Sunita again and again because she has been there taking all the trouble to say that today morning when somebody said, where is the head of the department? She is in a hospital taking an injection for the fever. Many of you may not be aware, so she has to go to a hospital, take an injection, come here and then stay through from morning 9 till 7 o'clock at this particular time. And there is a commendable commitment she has shown all these years. So we knew her right from her student days, not to say, but she has contributed her best. That actually has resulted much contributed much to the success of the seminar. Thank you very much. Thanks all the dignitaries of the dais who have today and also at the inaugural function for making this, because I have not seen so many of the dignitaries. Surya said, all who and who of the meteorology and the oceanography in this country has been there during the last 3 days. It is very difficult to have that for a single department's function. Thank you very much once again. I myself cherish these memories for a very, very long time to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I also request KG Ramesh Garu, who is present here, to express his feedback. And you all know pretty well that the Department of Meteorology Oceanography is the senior most department at Andhra University. It has also contributed heavily in acquiring the NAC A++ 3.74 CGPA out of many universities in the nation. And that credit goes to our HOD, Sunita Madam, and I request KG Ramesh Garu to please give his feedback.
Thank you, respected dignitaries on the dais and celebrated teachers of the dais and several participants, colleagues. It has been an immense pleasure to be part of this 75 years celebration of this glorious department. This department has produced many, many accomplished professionals across the globe. They have contributed almost in 20-25 countries passing out from this department. And I myself was fortunate enough after studying from this department from 1979 to 81 could become the Director General of Meteorology. So that was my dream to become, but that made it happen from my studies from this department, and I owe so much to this department and indebted very much to continue the spirit of teaching this very relevant discipline. Today only we talk about climate science is so relevant to the sustainability of the mankind. So, but imagine 1948, this was envisaged because East Coast was troubled with cyclones and other extremes. So, to generate trained manpower in India, thinking that to protect the lives and populations of the coastline, this department is started, and it has done so much great service to the nation by producing series of professional year after year. And now the young minds are so fortunate to have the interaction with so many experts and other professionals working from the industry are also here. And now opening is so much in the industry, climate related support services are required in every part of economy and every part of trade, and the advancement of climate science will protect India and provide solutions for sustainable growth of India despite threat from climate change. All the very best to our efforts, and God bless this department for next 100 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramesh Garu. Now I cordially invite Vijay Talapragada Garu. Vijay Talapragada Garu to please come forward and give his feedback.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks again for the opportunity to be here. This is probably the first time in the last 25 years since I left Andhra University that I came in an official capacity. NOAA, the organization similar to IMD here, much bigger obviously for the United States, when I requested them that there is a seminar happening in Andhra University, the immediate reaction from my director was, "Oh, you should go." I thought he would say, "Take a leave and go," but he said, "Oh, you should go and let's make sure NOAA is paying for your trip." So I'm here on NOAA's dime because they know the value of the talent that comes from these universities. They value the merit, and this is the foundation of meteorology that I studied here, and the recognition that carried with my name is that I'm from Andhra University, Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. Studied under great gurus like Professor Bhaskar Rao Garu, my advisor, and rest of the teachers who are sitting in the front row here. And so many colleagues who I worked with came from this department. So I feel so proud coming here and being able to represent NOAA officially and also be able to participate and give a keynote speech. And I was trained by Professor T.N. Krishnamurthy at Florida State University, a proud alumni of Andhra University, who has great love for this university. He wanted to come whenever there is a chance. He wanted to donate his books. He wanted to do so much to this department. And he invited several of us to work with him. And that mentorship added value to my career as well. And that where I'm now today as a senior scientist and an advisor for National Weather Service, I think I definitely owe my gratitude to this department. And this national seminar is a reflection of the advancements in science and technology as displayed by several talks by eminent Indian scientists. They're all gathering here together and showing excellent research being done both for operations and research in both weather and climate. You name it, from artificial intelligence, machine learning, every single topic that I was listening to. Amazing talks, both by students as well as the scientists who have come here to attend this. And it also is a pleasure to meet with so many eminent professors and retired professors and the faculty and the students. And I would like to continue finding an opportunity to come here as many times as possible. Thanks to my parents who are here. That makes me even more attractive to come here. And I also want to thank my wife and my two kids who have been instrumental in supporting my journey. So it is a collective, it's a village, it takes a village, and it takes a university, it takes a department, it takes an organization to bring all together and make us successful. And this is the only field, I would say, which has no boundaries, no national boundaries, no geographical boundaries. Everyone is connected through the common thread. The weather impacts everybody, the climate impacts everybody, and we have a great role to play in understanding and predicting and preparing us and the nations and the economies for the future. And I wish everybody my gratitude again, and also huge congratulations for coming here and celebrating this 75 years of establishment of the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography that we all feel proud of and call it a second home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijay Talapragada garu, for your feedback. And now I invite Shri R.R. Rao garu. R.R. Rao garu to please come forward and give his feedback.
Good evening, everybody. I think we must salute the visionary, Sir C.R. Reddy Garu, who had foreseen the requirement to have a training facility in the university in the subject of meteorology and oceanography. Thousands of students, their destinies were shaped after they received their degrees in master's and PhD. I am one of such beneficiaries. It has a profound impact on all of our lives, on our families. As somebody said, the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography is our second mother. I wish a great future for our department and do great service of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And it's high time I request all the dignitaries on the dais just to please come forward and honor our stalwarts, our students of Department of Meteorology, who are the driving forces for this entire success of this meeting of Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. Daichesi students, research scholars, and the team of Department of Meteorology are requested to please come forward. Especially Ramalingeswara garu and Muni Krishna garu, who played a pivotal role in giving glamour to the glory of this wonderful Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, Andhra University. పోస్ట్ గ్రూప్ ఫోటో అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మీరు అందరూ ఇలా వరుసగా వస్తే చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ గారి చేతుల మీదుగా మీకు కండువా వేసి మీకు కంగ్రాచులేషన్ చేసి మిమ్మల్ని చేయాలని మా ఆశ. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ టుడే చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ టు ప్లీజ్ రైజ్. మీరందరూ ఇట్లా వరుసగా స్ట్రైట్ ఇలా వరుసగా వచ్చేస్తే సార్ మీ అందరికీ కండు ఒక్కొక్కటి వేస్తారు. ఇట్లా వచ్చేసేయండి, ఇలా వచ్చేయండి, మీరు వచ్చేయండి, స్టార్ట్ అవ్వండి. వేదిక నాలుగు ఇచ్చిన అతిథులందరి చేతుల మీదుగా congratulating their work and dedication towards the success of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Department of Meteorology and Oceanography. The students of Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, who are the driving forces of the success of this 3-day panel and 3-day celebration of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations and the National Seminar on Current Trends in Atmospheric and Oceanic Process related to Climatic Change Studies. Thank you so much. So we'll Kiran Garu. Event Manager Kiran Garu, thank you so much for providing such wonderful facilities for the enhancement of this event. Thank you, sir. We have come to the end of this. And on behalf of Andhra University College of Science and Technology, R.V.R. Rajugaru, the principal, and today's chief guest and other dignitaries on the dais, are requested to fill state. The women behind this entire success of this Platinum Jubilee celebrations. I request everyone in the auditorium to please give her a big round of applause and your blessings. And before moving to the national anthem, I would love to give the vote of thanks for this valedictory function. I would love to express our gratitude to the Prime Minister Office, PSA, DRDO, CMLLR, MOES, NCCR, INCYLIS, NCMRWRS, Adani, and all the dignitaries on and off the dais, and all the stalwarts of the Department of Meteorology and everything. And sound system provide చేసిన వాళ్ళు, live stream provide చేసిన వాళ్ళు, event managers, flower decorators, అందరికీ మరి ముఖ్యంగా వీడియోగ్రఫీ అండ్ లైవ్ స్ట్రీమింగ్లో సపోర్ట్ చేసిన వారికి, ఎంతో అవిరళ కృషి చేసి ఈ కార్యక్రమ శోభను విఘ్నీకృతం చేయడంలో అత్యంత ప్రధాన భూమిక వహించిన స్టూడెంట్స్, రీసెర్చ్ స్కాలర్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ ద టీచర్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ ద మెంటర్స్ ఆఫ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, మీ అందరికీ మనపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాం. దయచేసి ఎవరినైనా మర్చిపోయినట్లయితే అన్యదా భావించకుండా ఇది మన కార్యక్రమం, మన ప్రోగ్రాం కాబట్టి పెద్ద మనసు చేసుకొని మమ్మల్ని మన్నించవలసిందిగా అభ్యర్థిస్తూ ఈనాటి కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఇంతటితో ముగిస్తున్నాం. సైనింగ్ ఆఫ్ అభిషేక్ పీతల, ద స్టేట్ అఫీషియల్ కామెంటేటర్. ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఎవ్రీవన్ ఇన్ ద ఆడిటోరియం టు ప్లీజ్ రైజ్ ఫర్ ద నేషనల్ యాంథమ్.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you so much for participating and enhancing the elegance of the program. With this, we conclude the current trends in atmospheric and oceanic process seminar. Jayita Rajendra signing off.